Let's talk about it. So apparently Horizon made an MMO, but apparently it's on mobile and it's not really great. Get some little bit, get some a little bit video gaming news apparently. Shocker. I wonder if it's from Sony though. I haven't heard anything about this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know that there was being development of one, but like, what do you think? How dare you question someone's question? Your mom questions this question when I lay my dick on her face. So shut the fuck up. Anyways.
So the Horizon MMO has been officially revealed, and you would expect this is a day that I'm super excited.
Wait, it was revealed? I don't even remember this shit. What? When did they announce this? Did they announce this on Call of Duty Day or something?
Pumped and can't wait to talk about this new game that I'm absolutely going to be playing. Unfortunately, it's turning out to not be one of those days. It pains me to say that. Like, I wish it were. Now, for the past couple of years, we've known about two new non-mainline Horizon games that Sony has had in the works. One of those being developed by Guerrilla themselves, but rather than being their next major single-player installment, it's currently rumored to be this cooperative Monster Hunter-like experience that might also have survival elements to it, where you and your friends go around gathering materials and resources, maybe building up your base and whatever.
Sorry,
but also
my mind is foggy at the moment.
Are you telling me they're making a like that one game or so that we saw? Hey Pikachu, hey Raiders, how you guys doing? Welcome. Repo. Ah, damn.
So
hope you had
going on
fun.
tracking down giant mechanical beasts together. Then the other game was this MMO RPG coming from NCSoft. Now, this is a studio that is best known for their MMOs, including the likes of the Lineage franchise, Blade and Soul, Throne and Liberty, and they are also the publisher of Guild Wars 2. Now, up until yesterday, I was excited for both of these projects. Now, I'm currently still definitely interested in seeing what Guerrilla has cooking up, and I was pumped at the idea of the Horizon MMO. However, now that it has been officially,
I'm gonna be honest with you. Who is excited for a Horizon MMO? Who is excited for this? Nobody is excited for this. Man, Sony definitely wants to literally shove fucking Horizon down your throat. You know, they want you to love this IP. They want you to really love this IP. The famous Pika had graced us with her presence. True, it is the famous Pika Chica at the end of the day.
Revealed, and we've gotten some more details. It's not looking or sounding like something that I'm gonna want to play. Now, why is that? Well, I'll say this. I will at least give them credit.
It's not even a Sony game. It's only for PC and mobile. Yeah.
For being completely forthright here. In their official announcements, they clearly state right out front, Horizon Steel Frontiers is a mobile-first MMORPG.
Nope, it's a mobile-first, Dark. It is a mobile first, so it's not even on PC first.
This is a phone game through and through. They are developing this game specifically for the mobile market, which is NCSoft's bread and butter after all. Mobile MMOs make up a vast majority.
Is this what the game looks like? Is this the actual gameplay? We have to definitely look at the gameplay after this.
Their annual
I want to see the
profits,
full
pulling in on
gameplay.
average like 2 to 3 times more revenue from games that are developed on a fraction of the budget, mind you. So it's a nice spending to earning percentage.
Wow, it
there.
really
Now, this
is
Horizon
Monster
MMO
Hunter.
is cross-platform, like it will be coming to PC, but that's happening via NCSoft's mobile emulation platform referred to as Purple. It's not coming to PlayStation consoles, by the way, which has been kind of a massive surprise to Horizon fans, and understandably so. This is a Sony franchise. It's always
I'm
come
gonna
to
look it up on
Sony
YouTube.
console
I'm not gonna look it up on
hardware.
TikTok.
Why is it not coming to the PS5, right? It's a brand new big Horizon game.
No, it's a new Horizon game for mobile. And then later it'll come out on PC. Well, it's on an emulator. You can play it on an emulator, but
say though, it's probably for the better. And I don't think they did this without justification. In fact, the fact that the PC version isn't even coming to Steam, but via their mobile emulation platform instead, it leads me to believe that it's probably going to be a fairly crap non-mobile experience. This might be a perfectly wonderful mobile game.
What?
It's a huge market, lots of
How are you not making a PC launcher for this game? What is wrong with you? For God's sakes, like, for the PC games when it comes to mobile are so good, you know, especially for especially for like, you know, you got Honkai Star Rail, you got Genshin Impact, you got Withering Waves, you got fucking Do It Night Abyss, you know, etc, etc, etc. You know, I just don't understand. You know, take a look at fucking Black Beacon, bro. That game is dead. That shit is dead in the waters. Black Beacon is literally dead. Me and the 5 Horizon fans are eating good this year on your phone. That's about it. So
people enjoy these games. I'm not here to be elitist about mobile.
Black Beacon is dead because
like
it didn't have a PC launch. Okay,
whatever.
I'm
Play
just all I
games
gotta
on
say.
the platforms you enjoy. That's great. But when a game is designed for mobile first, it tends to not translate very well to PC and console. There are, of course, exceptions, but by and large, let me just put it this way: I have never seen a mobile MMO designed for mobile that did good and played well on PC. You can have it the other way, where like PC and/or console designed for MMOs can have mobile iterations, but the opposite. There's just been no exception to that I have seen myself.
I'm about to show you this dick on your mom to show the Horizon real fast.
So, just putting it out there. When it comes to the MMO space,
I'm not gonna speak Spanish for 10 minutes.
And because
I'm
of
in the
that,
middle of
it's
the- I'm in the
essentially
middle of
my
something right now,
guess
so.
that Sony simply does not want that on their hardware. They don't want a mobile game emulated on the PlayStation 5, potentially damaging the Horizon brand for that audience. They don't want their core audience thinking that, hey, maybe we're getting the next, it's a spin-off, but the next big Horizon game. But then what they are ended up presented with is very clearly a phone game where they probably just don't care.
Afro, for you to throw that logic, you either are pretty dense, sorry, but like I said, you're comparing to Western devs and Chinese devs. Afro, you're comparing these two things that do not match whatsoever, okay? All right?
If the PC emulated version of this game exists. And also,
Stop
as a
it.
note,
Stop
NCSoft
thinking
does
logically
this
when it
with
comes to
tons
this.
of their mobile MMOs. They make a lot of mobile MMOs. It makes up a majority of their profits every year. They also make all
Stop
of those
it.
playable
Stop
on
it.
PC via the purple thing. So my guess is that it was just something that was easy for them to do rather than creating a full-on port to PC and then selling it via Steam, which they do with...
I'm gonna be honest with you, I think it'll do all right, but I don't think it's gonna do anything crazy. We must convert him to gotcha.
Their PC-centric MMOs. Like, they're selling Blade and Soul, Throne and Liberty, and Guild Wars 2 on the Steam platform. But again, this is a mobile-first MMO, as they've said themselves many times, and it's pretty clear they've not done the work to fully port it to PC, and they're not porting it to console either, because this game is not coming to PlayStation 5. What I'm actually
That's
probably
crazy.
most disappointed about with this entire reveal and announcement is the fact that parts of this game, from the trailers and the developer videos that they've released, parts of it look pretty cool. And were it actually designed for PC or console first and fleshed out, like a Horizon MMO could be cool. And this looked like you get glimpses of what could have been a great game were it not a mobile game. That's all I'm saying.
The only reason why they're doing it on mobile is because there's a big incentive of people paying money compared to the console peasants and the PC peasants at the end of the day. So they're not gonna spend that much money compared to mobile players. Mobile players spend a shit ton of money because that's all they play is just mobile games.
So let me show you what I'm talking about here. All right, so this is the official gameplay trailer. It opens up, you got the character kind of walking through these environments here. I mean, it's fairly interesting
this is what it
looking,
looks
like
like?
decent
So this is the
visual
actual game
fidelity.
itself?
Not exactly the greatest UI. This is pretty clearly the PC emulated version of the game's UI. I mean, you've got some like Monster Hunter fire style fights here. They're riding around with mounts. There's like this whole grapple system where you can get up above and do this little time slow attack into a grapple. Like, I mean, this stuff looks not terrible, to be honest with you. Like, this actually doesn't look that bad. Now, I would assume, and this has also always been the case with...
But the problem is, it's NCSoft. That's the thing I have problems with, is that this thing is made by NCSoft, you know?
Mobile-centric games to come to PC, that the combat system is not very fluid and responsive as you would expect or want on mouse and keyboard, but perfectly fine for a touch interface. And looking at that combat, it's kind of has that kind of floaty look to it, if you will. There's definitely some things in here that I think look pretty interesting, and that's probably the biggest bummer of this entire situation for me. Breaking off parts of the monster. Also gonna say some pretty clear inspiration taking from the Monster Hunter style combat that they're using in this. They've talked about revamping the combat system from the original Horizon games into this MMO experience. They do have this whole system of scaling up these monsters and even taking flight, grappling onto these guys and have them fly around. Now, I don't know how much player control this is, or if it's something that you're just grabbing to and they are taking you to another location. I also wonder, a lot of these areas look to be fairly linear spaces that you're traversing through before you get to these boss fighty arenas. So I wonder how open of a game this is actually going to be. Hard to know, and it could of course also be a mix of things. I've seen people saying that even though the developer themselves has come out and said this is a mobile first, we've developed this mobile first. They say it many times in their official publications, in the developer vlog that they released, in their press announcements and stuff. I've still seen people say like, oh, this looks too good to actually be a mobile game. I think they actually did. No, dude, I don't like mobile games.
So they designed the game around the mobile architect. Interesting. I don't think if it comes on PC, I don't think it's gonna be that good, to be honest. Why is this better than the mainline game? You can ask me that question, to be honest. I don't even know, to be honest.
Looked this good.
It does look more
ago.
entertaining,
the mobile
to be
games
honest,
can
but I'm not gonna
actually
play
look
it though.
pretty solid. Having a nice visual presentation isn't an issue. It's just that visual presentation tends to come with limitations.
For all the Horizon
to make up
fans,
for the
you know,
fact that,
at least you got a new game on the go
thing that you're carrying around in your pocket versus like a chunky PC or a console that costs you hundreds of dollars. You know what I mean? And so that's when we talk about limitations in terms of the openness of the game, your ability to explore the environments, all of those things. So yeah, check this out. Like, we got a big fight here. Knocking them down. I mean, again, it all feels very Monster Hunter reminiscent. The breaking off of the parts, the putting them in a knocked out states, even some of the attacks that we saw. Yeah, I think that's kind of what I'm talking about. They seem to have, you know how in Monster Hunter you've got, I forget what they're called, but they're like the breaks and stuff where you'll charge up, like the greatsword is an example of this. You'll charge up and then it's got a time and then you unleash it. And if you time it right, you can counter, like set the monsters off balance or something. They've got specific terminology for it, but they look to have like a very similar system here. We see the this large sword being held for a second and then released.
Well, the problem is that Capcom is also making a mobile Monster Hunter game, so take care, Pika. Be safe. Be safe. Thank you for coming by as always. Very much appreciate yourself. Thank you for the raid as always. You know, very much appreciated.
As the monster's coming in, and then it kind of stuns them for a bit and allows for these follow-ups here. I mean, yeah, dude. Like again, like looking at this, there are things about this that actually look good and interesting. Cool little barrel roll there. Again, setting the monster off balance, breaking off all these parts. I mean, yeah, that's. It's like, I mean, it's pretty clear, like looking at this, you can kind of see the mobile elements of it for sure, but you could also see the potential if it were designed as a fully fleshed out PC and or console MMO.
Well, the problem is they're not going to do that because the money isn't there compared to mobile gamers. Mobile gamers will pay a ton of money, ton of money. That's the reason why.
RPG as well, but that's simply not what it is, and we have to really keep that in mind. It's gonna have those limitations that mobile MMOs tend to have. Now, beyond that gameplay video, they did also release a developer video. Much of this was in Korean with subtitles. I'll just give you the bullet point overview of what they talk about here. In the intro, they mentioned being fans of the franchise for a very long time and how they always dreamed of like a large-scale multiplayer game set in that universe. Well, that—
Wait, are you telling me Koreans are a fan of Horizon? I feel like that's just PR stunt, to be honest. I'll be honest with you. That's just PR stuff.
Dream eventually panned out a few years back in a partnership with Guerrilla. They've been working on Horizon Steel Frontiers. Now, they say that the main focus of the game, like the core thing that you were doing, is hunting colossal machines with other groups of players. They have redesigned the combat, making it new for the franchise. They call it like more MMO-centric combat,
Your mom
but it's just action combat, more melee focused, And again, lots of it is very clearly reminiscent of Monster Hunter. There's actually a lot more reminiscent of Monster Hunter that they showcased in this developer video as well, which we'll touch on. They say that after destroying a certain part of machines, you can then grapple onto them and kind of mount them from the back. You can also set traps on the damaged parts to inflict things like status effects. You'll be able to pick up weapons that are dropped by the machines to carry them on the back of your mount and use them in later battles. They also talk about fights requiring cooperation with strategy and players having to take on and execute individual roles. Although they didn't outline exactly what those may be, we can at least assume there'll be some sort of like tanks, maybe supports and damage specific.
It's funny, isn't it like, isn't in the Horizon games more grounded or so when it comes to their combat? It's not like they're doing none of this crazy stuff, right? In the actual like main game, right? So it's very interesting how the Asian side took it and just made it more fantasy-esque. Because I don't remember any of the combat being this ludicrous or crazy in the actual mainline game.
Dealers. And then they've said they put a lot of care into customization. They spent the last like a minute or two of the video showing off some of the character creation stuff that you can do, make your character look different. They say you'll be picking from the various tribes in the Horizon world, each with their own unique visuals and styles and aesthetics.
Whoa, the girl doesn't look like a man? That's crazy. Well, it's made by Asian people, of course. There's no such thing as ugly people at the end of the day.
Now, there was quite actually a lot besides what they said, because a lot of it was just vague things like, yeah, we like the Horizon franchise, and then the Guerrilla guys came on and said, we're happy to be working with this studio to be making an MMO in the Horizon universe, and they've done some really cool things that we really like with it, their own little flavor, you know, a lot of basic stuff. Those bullet points I just gave you are more like the hard facts and details and information. But it's the B-roll in the background that I found like a lot of interesting stuff in, so I want to go through that really quick with you. So it opens up with a few environmental flybys, and this is probably where I get in my mind, the best glimpse of what could have been a really cool PC or console focused MMO RPG.
Again, I'm gonna remind you, the reason why they didn't make a PC or a mobile is because they're not gonna pay for the microtransactions. Mobile players will pay for the microtransactions because that's how mobile players are. I'm gonna remind you every single time until you fucking know this.
Because the world that they are doing these flybys of, if you envision this as an open world MMO, it's like, yeah, that's kind of the game I was hoping to play when they said they were making a Horizon MMO, not what is going to clearly be a very like stripped down, more limited version that is designed for phones instead. This scene is also really cool. I don't know if it's actually players, but they are clearly looking to represent this being large groups of players. They're talking about playing with a lot of other people here. Like, I mean, I don't know.
Damn, your phone's gonna be dying. That's all I gotta say.
It looks like near 100 players all riding on mounts in this open desert region, walking by one of those tall giraffe robot things. Like, that looks cool, and again, kind of appear into the vision of what I had hoped for out of a Horizon MMO, rather than the phone iteration we are inevitably going to be presented with. So yeah, lots of great looking environments. You got the various Horizon robots wandering around, some cool lighting and stuff, some cool set pieces and backdrops, and honestly, a lot of what we're seeing there, I do presume to be backdrops, because a lot of the actual raw gameplay footage we saw looked like linear corridors, especially with them grappling through these certain areas. A lot of it felt very linear. The most open thing that I've seen was that many people riding through the desert, what presumed to be many people riding through the desert. So the next thing that we got that looks pretty cool, but also, my god, just so reminds me of I mean, you could have told me this was Monster Hunter and I would believe you. You got this character walking through town, you get NPCs around chattering or whatever, and then you have, I mean, is that not just the job board from Monster Hunter? Is that not just exactly what that's supposed to be representative of? I don't know. It just feels a little on the nose for me, but maybe there's something in the Horizon games that I don't recall. I only played them, you know, I'm not super intimately familiar with them, so could be something I'm missing. We got some players riding up together on a mount. I'm heading towards, no doubt, the next boss fight. Here we got some more of those grappling sections going up into this big dome, and I think that maybe that's where they're summoning the boss that they're going to be fighting next. They're summoning the next monster. Oh, one big thing that stood out here very much for me was how awful the performance was in this part. I mean, this fight here, that they're showcasing. And remember, they pick this stuff and they decide if it makes the cut to put it in the trailer.
It's on mobile
That
for a
is,
reason,
like, the frames are dropping down to like 5 at points in here. Like, that's not looking terribly good. I mean, what's happening on screen is kind of cool, but the performance is pretty
And you ain't
rough
playing
there.
this shit.
Just
Shut your
wanted to
bitch
point
ass
that
up.
out. Also, you will notice, I mean, it's an NCSoft game and they're doing the NCSoft thing. All of their MMOs, they got a little touch of what they're like, the cutesy thing. Like, I don't know, again, I'm not super intimately familiar with Horizon, but I'm not sure robot cat ear headdress is usually part of the Horizon formula. But again, this is an NCSoft MMO. They're throwing some of that in here. They know what's gonna sell. The cosmetic microtransactions, right? They're gonna sell you cat ears and tails, and maybe there'll be a bouncing tangerine that can follow you around. Who knows, if we're lucky. This is probably like, so yeah, it's an action combat thing. You're fighting big monsters. Sure, dude, there's similarities to Monster Hunter. And yeah, wow, you saw a job board in a town. Like, so many games have that. The food presentation scene, this is what really sold it to me. Like, they're pulling as much as they can from Monster Hunter, and it's fine. Like, take inspiration from other games. It's just really on the nose at this point. So here's a scene of them prepping food, and it's again in typical like Monster Hunter fashion. You get really close up.
That's crazy, bro. Yeah, but that's crazy. They actually straight up stole that from Monster Hunter, dude. That's wild, dude. Yeah, because they got rid of the cats doing the food or so in Monster Hunter Wild. Instead, you have like the villagers doing food for you instead of the cats, you know? So yeah, I know what the YouTube commented, but they added it in the update. Don't play smart with me, YouTube audiences, okay?
It's like, just take a look at this. Yeah, look at it here. We're making the food for you. It's so delicious.
Dude, that is literally a 1-to-1 copy of Monster Hunter's cooking scene, dude. Oh my god, dude. No RoboCat L game.
Although in Monster Hunter, the food actually looks delicious. That looked disgusting, to be honest with you. So here's another thing. Again, this shit's like really cool. Like, look, we've got 4 players up at the entry of this facility or whatever. They open the door, they run in, they start fighting, they're going through. And this whole facility scene is actually sick. Like, they're going from boss fight arena to arena with some transitions in between. They're climbing this thing. They're going down like zip lines. There's like a production facility there. Like, this looks, again, man, if it were actually a full-blown MMO for PC and console instead of
it's
the
like a raid
most
thing,
certainly stripped down mobile iteration.
Yeah, no, it's a raid thing because there's like actual like battle mechanics and raid mechanics and stuff. Wow, what the fuck? That's crazy.
We are going to be getting, I think that's probably just the most disappointing thing about this entire situation, is that it looks like it could have been an interesting game if it was actually built for PC and console first and not mobile.
I'm about to pat your mom in a second.
Like it is, because there is some neat looking stuff in there. So I see the potential had it been fully explored and fleshed out on those platforms. But since it is mobile first, it is no doubt going to have the same design, mechanics, and gameplay limitations that every other mobile MMO has had, which is exactly why we've really not seen a mobile first MMO take off on the PC or console. They're just different markets and they're designed differently and they have different limitations.
Yeah, of course.
But maybe I'm wrong, honestly, and that's the best thing that I can hope for. I do suspect my intuitions will be correct here, and when we get the PC version of this thing, the emulation that's launching via the Purple app, anyone on PC, I mean, I'll check it out. Like, I need to. I'm curious, right? And I want to report to you guys how it all turns out. But after getting this news and announcement and seeing the footage and stuff, I am keeping my expectations exceptionally low, unless you like mobile MMOs, in which case, if you do, like, this is probably fantastic news, and there's a lot of people out there who do. But for myself and maybe much of my audience, this ain't it, and it's a shame.
Well,
the MMO genre takes another L yet again. The Horizon MMO is now off the list of...
Sorry to interrupt you, but at the end of the day, Force, it is for mobiles, for mobile gamers at the end of the day. There's like a big, huge market when it comes to mobile gaming. And besides, it's also pretty big in the Eastern Asian market where mobile gaming is pretty massive. So they will pay... They'll pay a lot of doubloons or so for the cute cosmetics for the waifus and everything. So it's pretty much is what it is in general. Because this is definitely going to be catering towards the like the Eastern Asian side of things. So I would not be surprised, but we'll see what happens at the end of the day. I don't think there's that. Like, personally, I'm not really a huge fan of the Horizon game. I haven't played it though, but it doesn't really pique my interest that much. So yeah. Anyway, chilling time while trying to wake up my friend that's in bed. All right, take care, pillow. Take care. But yeah. Anyways, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazz stuff. Now, what do you guys think down in the comment section down below? What do you guys think? You guys gonna try it? You guys are not gonna try it? Be like, not really my type of thing, but hey, you know. But if you got a phone, you got enough space, you know. But I understand, you know, these other gacha games are probably taking up your space, so probably not. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, anyways, that's the end of the video, and peace.